he goes and works for United Healthcare, and like he fought like hell to get that job. And then, but I knew, like, me personally seeing him and knowing Andrew, I was like, this is something he doesn't want to do. He comes in one day after he gets it. He tells me, he's like, hey, just got this job. Like, let's take a couple weeks off. Not take a couple weeks off. He's like, I'm just gonna decompress. Like, I just is a huge weight off my shoulder. And I told him no. I was like, you don't like this. This isn't your job that you want. Here's like. And I just basically, we ended it at that. And Andrew was obviously pissed.
I was pissed because I was ready to be complacent in the sense of like, I've had no income to like, that was like able to make me stable. Yeah. And my anxiety was through the roof for that time. And then the United Healthcare job came around. I was like, I have something now. Like, thank the Lord. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm so stressed. I was so stressed for the longest time. I was pissing people off left and right because of my like just anxiousness. And I was like, I'm done. And then I told Declan that, and he's like, no way, dude. You can't stop, because once you stop, you'll just become satisfied, and you don't want to be that. And I was pissed when he said that. I was like, dude, you don't get it. You don't understand. You've had a job, you've had income, like, you don't understand. And he wouldn't give in. So that night, I went to bed. I just didn't say a word to him the rest of the night. And in the morning, his car broke down. And it was 5 a.m. He was sitting on Hiawatha, waiting for the car to come, or for the tow truck to come and tow him out of the place. And bitter cold, dead of winter. And he pulls out his phone and he writes down a list of like 9 people you should start texting that's in the Backpocket network that can help you find a job that you actually care about. And he wrote this down. He's like, Andrew, I know you're pissed at me, but this is what I see that could help you. If you don't want to be complacent, if you want to be passionate and get that job that you really care about, text these 9 people and they will help you find that next step. They might not have the job, but they'll help you find it.
And who is number 1?
Giselle. Yeah. And Nick was on there, and Brandon Polizuk from Social Butterfly, and Gino Ginovelli, and all these other people that we have really cool contact. And they all responded in different ways. And you told me to get the snowball going, applied to Media Bridge, and the next 4 weeks we hashed out the details. And then I had a job that I have a job that I'm wanting to go every single day to. And
it was the coolest shit ever to like hear and see the change in this man. Like, you know, we talked about me changing and my pivotal moment at Gary V with you, and like that was big for me. I've seen Andrew totally flip it on a dime, just how his mindset, his everyday activities, and like just the overall enjoyment of what he's doing, right? It's not sexy on the back end, like getting paid millions, getting all this money and all these benefits. It's like, no, he comes home every day and we talk about the grind stuff that he did, and I'm fully vested in it, and I love it. And we talk about it in the kitchen for hours, and like this is all we talk about, and it's so fun. Yeah. Like,
I want to know awesome. Though, Andrew, where was the transformation between when you were pissed at Declan to when you were like, okay, he's right, or when you were like, okay, I do need to do something? Was it like a flip of a switch instantly? Was it a couple of days? Because I mean, and also, what a good friend you are. You know, that's how you know it's a good friend who's not just like, oh, screw you, or like, oh yeah, I'll let you be average. Like, no. And granted, it helps that you guys live together.
Yes.
But what was that transformation like for you?
So I'm sitting, I didn't get that text until I sat down at work at United Healthcare, and I was working for about an hour. I hadn't checked my phone, and I open and I swipe, and it's Declan's text, and I read it. I'm still pissed at him at this point, and I read it. I'm like, this mother effer, he is not letting go. Like, he won't let me breathe right now. He is not suffocating, but he's just putting that next push. He's trying to create that momentum for me, and I was trying to just stop it. I was like, I'm done, and I was still pissed, but I was like, he's got some value to this. So I was like, just to please him, and I did it in a way to just like, not for me, but for him. Just like to start, I was like, I'm just gonna text these guys because he's gonna get off my back, type thing, and I was still pissed. But I texted him in like a very appropriate way. I wasn't gonna like, yeah. And
fuck you, Declan.
Yeah.
You piece of shit. I'm working. Leave me alone.
Yeah. It was brutal.
God.
Yeah. He wouldn't give in. It was that inner Tracy that you kind of talk about, that bulldog. That was what Declan was in that moment. And so I started texting people, and then people were responding, and that's when I started to truly see what he was saying. Because at first it was like, I'm just like, why do they want to? They don't want to hear from me texting them. Like, me asking for a job, that's just me begging for something, and I hate that. Like, I don't feel like I'm like giving them anything. I'm asking for things, and I hate when I have to do those type of situations. So when I started doing that and people like you responding, then I was like, this is part of the game. This is part of what I should be doing, because I've already had these great connections with these people and they want to help.
You already gave to them.
I gave to, yeah.
Right.
And you're being vulnerable with them is really what you're doing. You're just being open and saying, hey man, here's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So it wasn't initial, to answer your question. It took a little bit of time for me to breathe and realize what he was doing for me. And then he didn't know my true anger until 3-4 weeks later when we were talking about it.
3-4 weeks later?
Yeah.
You're just holding it in?
No, it was gone. It was gone. I didn't
It was just never
think
addressed.
It was never addressed, but it was probably 72 hours, and then it was gone, and I was happy. But I never told him how angry I was during that time until 3-4 weeks later, and he was shocked. He's like, dude, I didn't know you were that
shocked. He was telling this story, we've told this a couple times, and he was telling Mark about our buddy, marketing intern number 21. He was saying, dude, I just wanted to beat Declan's ass. There was one time, I was so mad, every time I saw him, I just wanted to beat his ass, and I jumped on the mic. I was like, I didn't know you wanted to beat me up. Jeez. I was like, damn, that's a little intense there, buddy. Yeah. But again, I love where you're at now, and Giselle, obviously you're a huge